Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Adam, how's it going?
It's going great, Steven. How are you guys?
Good. So Adam and he and his wife, Abby, I kept calling her, what I kept calling her?
You called her Amber
Amber.
twice,
I don't know where I got that. But
even after we
Abby,
corrected him.
they correct me, and he was trying to trick me, and I said Amber, and they thought I was joking, but I was like, oh no, okay. But Abby, his wife Abby, we all went to breakfast on Memorial Day, and it was really great seeing Adam. I hadn't seen him in a minute.
Nice.
And wife, well, actually, I saw you last. Was it last year? I think it was
Yeah, we
last year.
saw last December.
Yeah, last December. But it was great seeing Adam and his wife Abby. And
Yes.
So, anyway, how about one of so we posted a picture on Instagram, and one of the people that works at the restaurant reached out to me.
Oh, really? What did they say?
Hey, come back, I can hook you up with some good food. I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh,
Well, I'll say this: they didn't reach out to me.
Maybe they probably saw that I lived here. You know what I mean?
They saw a star of the Stephen Knight Show, and they said, "Yeah, I'm going to reach out to that person." That's what happened.
Anyway, how was your weekend? How's up there in DC?
It's great, So yeah, we were out of town, as Stephen mentioned, and then we went to the beach for a little bit, and now we're back in DC. And we came back, and it's like mid 90s, so summer's here. So yeah, it's been crazy, but it's good, settling back into work.
Well, I'll let you and Chike take away movie reviews.
Sure thing. So since I was out of town for a couple of weeks, I didn't get to see much, but I did see this movie called Oslo. And this movie is based on a play of the same name that was released on HBO about the Oslo Accords, which this is a attempted peace treaty between Israel and Palestine in the early 90s. And it follows the story of these two diplomats that were in Norway that wanted to set up a secret back channel to the official peace talks at the time. And kind of the story of what happened there and how it kind of turned into what became the official peace accords that were released and the history afterwards. So overall, it's really good. I did like it. I will say though, a couple caveats. It does help if you have kind of knowledge of Israel and Palestine at the time, and I know it's been in the news in the past few weeks, the conflict. So it's kind of fresh, but just their status at the time and what was going on, and it is based on a play, which means it's a very dialogue heavy movie. Again, I liked it a lot, but if you're interested in the subject matter, definitely check it out. And that's all I had a chance to. There were so many other things I wanted to see. I actually thought In the Heights was going to be released last weekend. Apparently, it comes out this coming up weekend. So that's next on my radar.
cool. Who stars in that film?
The Oslo movie.
Yes.
So Ruth Wilson, which you may know her from the series with the girl that has the little Damon, the Golden Compass series, that movie. I forgot the name of it now.
Okay.
But yeah,
I know her from she was in The Affair, right?
Yeah.
That used to come. Okay.
Yep, that was her big role. So and then Andrew Scott actually was in he played the villain in the Sherlock TV series, the recent one with Benedict Cumberbatch. So they both do a great job. Everyone does a good job. It's a fun movie.
Awesome. So I saw 3 films. The first being the brand new release, The Conjuring, which was released in theaters and on HBO Max, which stars Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson. This is a franchise brand. This is probably I don't know what movie. It's probably the 3rd Conjuring, but in that whole series of films from this branch, there's Annabelle, it's The Conjuring, and it's Insidious. They're all under the same umbrella. So of course the Conjuring series is based off of true events, and it follows the work of Ed and Lorraine Warren. And their claim to fame was Amityville Horror. They basically were the ones to discover and got to the root of what was going on with, the house at Amityville. And so this movie follows the case where the very first time that there was actually a murder conviction, and the defense used "the devil made him do it." And I'll go into the case, and then I'll go into the film. The case precedent went from them pushing for a life sentence of murder, to him only getting manslaughter and serving 5 years because of what the warrants proved.
Mm.
So this was the very first case of demonic possession used in court, and it actually being used in defense to actually get someone off. So this is actually history, and it's a real story, and it's a horror movie. Now, for the horror part, this movie wasn't that scary to me. It played more like a crime drama murder mystery
Mm.
with some very dramatic, thrilling parts. That part I was upset about because I want the horror. You know, I'm a horror fan. I wanted the horror, but it was interesting to watch. Very interesting to watch on HBO Max. I don't know how interested I would have been if I had to go to a theater to go see it. That might have pissed me off a little bit because it didn't have the weight on it that I would like to have on a horror film.
Yeah.
So it's entertaining, but entertaining for home
Yeah,
on a good Friday or Saturday rainy. You know, it's good for that.
Yeah,
Would you say, Adam?
I heard a coworker was talking about, they saw it, and the part they really wanted to see like only happened near the end. Like they didn't really get excited, and I don't know exactly without spoiling, but he was just like, I was expecting different things from this movie, and it really didn't get my interest until near the end. And he's like, I was stuck
Yeah.
in the whole movie.
Yeah, I can't even really say that there was one scene that stood out that really impressed me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've seen one exorcism in a movie before. You've seen them all.
Exactly.
Nothing stood out. Like, I don't know. And The Conjuring, that whole brand, Insidious, Annabelle, that turned out to be a brand that you could count on. I think out of all the movies, this one probably disappointed me the most. So that's that. So the next film that I saw was on Amazon Prime, and it's called Alone, and it stars Tyler Posey, and you know him from Teen Wolf fame. And then, of course, it's the iconic Donald Sutherland who makes a cameo in this film. The film follows a young man, and it's during a global pandemic, and he wakes up to total chaos in the world because a pandemic has set in as he slumbered, and he wakes up to chaos. And it dwindles down in time with him running out of food in his apartment. His apartment building is saturated with hordes of infected people who kind of have sort of the rage, and they're attacking one another, and they don't die. And people are all out in the streets, and he finds someone who is a survivor, but they're like across the courtyard in another building, and he has to find a way to connect for survival. Just share food and water. And after living through a pandemic, which we all have, this film kind of resonated a little differently for me.
Interesting.
And not that we dealt with a pandemic that way, but what if we did? Knowing what we know now about a pandemic and dealing with the pandemic the way that we did, suppose the pandemic was a lot deeper than what we've experienced. Suppose we couldn't go outside at all.
Yeah.
Suppose everyone that was infected with the coronavirus was violent and attacked you. How would that turn out? How long would you survive in your home? And what would you do for survival? This movie was very, very interesting to me, and it grabbed me in a different way. I thought it was very good, a very stellar performance by Mr. Tyler Posey, because most of the film he was by himself and he was acting against himself. So it was very interesting. And I found out that he was an executive producer, so that made me happy too.
Oh yeah.
Is that he actually picked this project and he actually helped bring it to us. And it came out in 2020, and I never heard of it. I just happened upon it on Amazon Prime. So definitely check that one out.
Nice.
And the fact that they got Donald Sutherland, who's a veteran actor, to make a cameo in this film, very, very good. So definitely check that out. It's called Alone. And my last film, Disney Plus's Cruella, which is the backstory and origin story to Cruella de Vil.
Nice.
OMG, it was so good.
Oh, nice.
But it's Disney.
Yeah.
Emma Stone does a wonderful job. playing Cruella DeVille. The budding, young, newly getting started, getting her wings, Cruella DeVille. Just her backstory alone and how she came to be who she is made me want to go watch everything else that Cruella DeVille is in. I want to watch 101 Dalmatians again.
Mm-hmm.
I want to examine that character again in her state as she's supposed to exist, you know, in present day or in the 101 Dalmatians. And knowing that she has a backstory, it was so good. I kind of compare it to portions of The Devil Wears Prada because you know Cruella DeVille is a fashion designer.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
How she got her start, you know, working for other people, being the runt, you know, coming
Working
up
for the
from the
mean
rung,
person,
you
yeah.
know, yeah, exactly, and how she became Cruella DeVille was such a magnificent story. And if anything about all of these films, it's about the story for me. And this story was an excellent story. They told this story A+ top notch. Thank you, Disney. This was really a good one. And I can honestly say I've never given Cruella DeVille a second thought. You know, watching 101 Dalmatians, oh, that's Cruella DeVille. But now that they gave her layers and she has a backstory, it's like, wow, it's Cruella DeVille.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Adam.
They did. So did you, this is kind of the second time they've done it because Maleficent, I guess, was the first, like, who's the evil queen from, I guess, Cinderella and her story. It wasn't just as good, just kind of the same. What were your thoughts?
Cruella topped it for me.
Nice.
Even though that was Angelina Jolie, Cruella topped it for me. It really was. And it was also not just entertaining in the sense of about her backstory. It was also hilarious. There were hilarious parts in this movie. Mm-hmm. Emma Thompson played the other role. I'm not going to say who she was. To the top, to the T. She was that character.
That's awesome.
Definitely check it out. This is not something to sleep on. Check it out.
This may be a good question of the day, but what would be the next Disney villain you'd like to see a origin story for?
Oh, wow.
You don't have to know now, but that'll be something to think of because I think they're going to do this, right? It worked, so they're going to keep doing it.
So I was going to say Sleeping Beauty, but they already did that with Snow White and the Huntsman. They basically explored that, but that's a good story, and I enjoyed that as well. Maybe they need to go further into people's storyline. Maybe they need to explore what happened to Cinderella after she got married to the prince.
Yeah.
Was it all roses? Was it all good?
Exactly.
Maybe not. Who knows?
Well,
but
Disney
has a catalog of things that they could play around with for a lifetime.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, I have two things I want to talk about. But first, Love Jones is on Netflix right now. Not Love Jones. Yeah, Love Jones.
Yeah, Love Jones.
Love Jones on Netflix. That's not what I want to talk about. Oh, Best Man was on Love Jones. Best Man was on Love Jones. I watched it. Maybe look up where I could find Best Man Holiday. I had a whole little just eclectic throwback moment over the weekend. But I really want to talk about High on the Hog. Now, this is about
OMG. Yes, talk about it.
I watched that in 2 days. I watched it in 2 days. Only 6 episodes, and I knew it was 6, so I watched the last one. I was like, I'll save for later. But it was really 4 episodes. Is it 4? It's 4, Chike, right?
I'm not done. So
okay, there are 4 episodes. So yeah,
it's 4 episodes. So if I finished 3, I was like, I'll save the rest for tomorrow. But there's only one more. But super good. It talks about pretty much how African culture, from slavery, how it how it has really cultivated and influenced cooking in the United States of America. And so they start off in Africa, then they go to South Carolina, and then they go to Philly and New York, and just how it really impacted the culture. You know, even the meals that the slaves had to make. So like their slave owners would, like say they had a pig, and like the intestines and things like that, they would throw them out. But the slaves took that and made these fine cuisines where were super cheap to make. But now if you buy these things in a restaurant, you're spending top dollar. Yep. You know what I mean? And so, but it was really, really good. Really, really good. So I really recommend it. High on the Hog. And then I wanted to watch. I like Angelina Jolie. I wanted to watch Those Who Wish Me Dead, and I watched the movie, and it was good. And I was talking to someone. They said, "Yeah, I saw the movie too." I still don't know what it was about. I didn't understand what it was about.
Well, if the movie was entertaining enough, and you still don't know what it's about, that's a good sign at least.
I mean, like, what was the whole point of the movie? That's what I don't get.
So
didn't the
I
kid
did
see
see
a
that
murder or
movie
something?
too. I did see that movie too, and I thought that it was entertaining, but I thought that there were certain moments in the film that were specifically moments for Angelina Jolie to be, seen, as opposed to when she really is in a project hard, it's about the work, it's about the story. So this was more like a vehicle to get Angelina Jolie back out there. This was the new film so she can be seen. So I don't know.
Interesting.
It was good for TV.
It was good, but I don't know what it was about. But but they had some great scenes. It was a good movie. It was just like, what was the storyline here? But just know they were saved from the fire.
That's good.
Anything else coming down the pipeline you all want to discuss?
The only thing that's people have been talking about is the Sweet Tooth show on Netflix. I don't know if you've heard anything about it, but it's basically another one of those kind of post-apocalyptics, or there's like a disease that's kind of ravaged the world, and children have started to be born with like animal parts, like so they're kind of like a hybrid, like kind of like mutant children. And this one kid has been living with his father, and he has antlers in the woods for a while, and he has to go out into the world to explore or to do for some reason. Of course, there's a group of humans that want all these mutants dead because they're an abomination or whatever in their eyes, and it's supposed to be like a 7-part series, but yeah, sounds really good. So that's on my radar. And of course, I know it's now that it's finished, Mayor of Easttown. We're gonna watch it.
OMG.
I heard great things. Now I can binge it and not worry. So yeah.
So Jean Smart is having a moment. If anybody knows the actress Jean Smart goes way back in the day to the series that used to come on called Designing Women. And Jean Smart also played in Watchmen. And Jean Smart is also in Mayor of Easttown. And Jean Smart also has an HBO show out now called Hacks, which is really, really good. So definitely check out Hacks on HBO and Mayor of Easttown. I think we spoke about that before. Her and Kate Winslet, thumbs up about Mayor of Easttown. That's an excellent show.
Yeah.
I'm sure it will probably get some nominations for Emmys. And I wanted to mention to you, Stephen, Nia Long and Lorenz Tate hint around to maybe there being a sequel to Love Jones.
What?
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Adam, what's the show that you said that you thought was out, but it comes out this Friday? Is a movie?
Oh, In the Heights. That's
what I'm looking forward to. I saw
the musical. Yep.
I saw a preview about that today, so I'm looking forward to that.
Yep.
And the thing that I'm looking forward to is the new HBO series, and Just Like That. This is the new Sex and the City. There's a big buzz all over the internet about it. I just can't wait for it to drop. And seems like everybody else is on board for it except Samantha.
Samantha's not coming back.
Kim Cattrall's not coming back. So I want to see how they navigate
what's
that.
His name, Mr. Biggs? Even he's coming back.
Yeah, he's coming back.
Well, she had the one show. She had the show that was on last year. I thought it was good. It got canceled after the first season. But Samantha get pulled together. But you can tell she just does not like them, and she don't want to be a part of it. She's over.
It's sad, but
there was a rock band. I can't think of which one it was, but it turned out they literally hated each other, but that was their check, and so they would do all the reunion tours. Couldn't stand each other.
Pick one. Pick one. Most of the bands are like that.
A lot of
Pick
Guns
one.
N' Roses, they all hated Axl Rose.
They hate each other.
Yeah.
But they will get together for that check.
But they do their money, right? Samantha ain't think about that bag. That's the problem. Listen, guys, thank you as always for letting us know what to keep our money and our mind, what to spend our resources on and what not to. Have a great week, and we'll talk again next Monday.
All right, thanks a lot.
Good night.
All right back after this.